students your age who are making change, who are really creating a more peaceful future through their schools. I work for an organization called Hand in Hand, which is building bridges between Arabs and Jews through education and transforming their society. This is a dance. These are schools that are bringing together children from kindergarten through high school, learning about each other, learning about each, to celebrate the differences that we all have, and also learning about their own heritage. The children who come to the hand-in-hand schools have chosen to attend these schools. They are public schools, but they are like charter schools in which you have to actually select and make an effort to come to the schools. But many of the families who are involved with the hand-in-hand school really feel like they want to create a different future. They want to create a more peaceful future. And it has to start with the children. In many places of conflict in the world, many people believe that part of the problem is the hatred and the fear and the stereotypes that people have of each other when they don't know about the other, when they have no opportunity to learn about the other. The idea of these schools are to bring together children starting in kindergarten and preschool before there's fear and hatred, before there is that alienation that many children and adults feel in places of conflict. In the schools that are fully integrated, meaning that half of the students are Jewish and half of the students are Arab, and half the students are boys and girls, we feel that the impact is far beyond the classroom. I should back up and tell you that in Israel today about 80% of the population is Jewish and 20% are Arabs who are Muslims and Christians. But there's very few opportunities for families, for children, for young people to get to know the other in a normalized situation. The children, in most cases, go to separate schools. Their parents shop in separate markets and they go to different playgrounds. So research has shown that through education you can transform society. You can create change when you bring people together to learn about each other, to celebrate their differences. And at the hand-in-hand schools, we teach the three religions, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, that are predominant in the region. The children learn that there are two narratives, and that we can agree to disagree, but we have to learn to live together. And these students are creating the change, and it's a bottom-up approach. Then they go back to their communities, they talk to their friends, they share this extraordinary experience that they're having learning together. I wanted to just tell you some quotes from our students. These are 8th graders who were interviewed, and you can actually see on the website more of their stories if you're interested. Before I came to the school, I didn't know any Arabs. I really knew nothing about them. No, I thought that they were dangerous and wanted to blow up restaurants and buses. Here I got to know who they are and learned about the Arab culture, religion, and of course the language. I really had no idea about them before I came to the school. And my ideas about them have really changed. When I tell my friends who are not in this school that I have Jewish friends, they cannot believe that I have Jewish friends. They think that it is impossible, that the Jews want to do harm. They think that all the Jews are bad, and I tell them that they are not, and that my experience is very different from what they think. The schools are fully bilingual, meaning starting in kindergarten, the children are learning in both languages, in Hebrew and Arabic, and they start to learn English as a second language, starting in 3rd grade. And multicultural, meaning they're learning about each other's culture and heritage, learning about diversity, teaching pride in their own heritage, but also learning about the other. And there's really nowhere else in the country, in Israel, or even in that part of the world, I should say, where Jews and Arabs are spending so much time together. 10 months a year for 12 years, going to school together and bringing together their parents and their entire communities in a normal situation. One of the most rewarding aspects of representing the school is that I've met a lot of young people inspire you to realize that you can change the world, that you can actually be the change that you want to see in the world. So when students contact me, they often have ideas or have contacted me after they've already done something to talk about diversity and multiculturalism and young people who are creating peace between their communities. The young woman in the upper right corner actually goes to a Catholic school in Albany, and she did something at our church and went to the Archbishop and spoke to him about peace between Jews and Arabs in Israel. And Cici, who you know, celebrity here at the school, was involved in exchange. She's with Tamar, who's a student from the Hand-in-Hand School. Cici visited the school with her family and hosted Tamar when Tamar came to New York. And we're hoping to bring more Hand-in-Hand students. In fact, some are on the West Coast right now, going around and speaking at schools in different communities, showing, we usually bring over one Jewish and one Arab student so that we can show the culture of our schools, that we are equal, that we're working together. Young woman here at Virginia Tech decided to do something after the trauma that they've been through with the shooting on campus, and they had a peace fair and sold items and talked about the hand-in-hand schools. And here a student, high school student, Nico from New York, actually went and volunteered at the hand-in-hand summer camp in Jerusalem this summer and came back to tell us about his extraordinary experience. So Hand-in-Hand actually now has 4 schools. The organization is 13 years old, so our youngest children who started in kindergarten are now graduating this year from the high school. There are 1,000 students and their families who are involved in a growing network. There are communities across Israel who have asked us to bring the Hand-in-Hand program to their communities and within us. And in fact, educators around the world who have worked with the Hand-in-Hand educators to build integrated curriculum in Northern Ireland and here in inner city Detroit. And the mission of the program is actually inspire people, young people around the world, to realize that